Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. Guys, before we get started on today's video, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms down below. We are on TikTok, we are on Twitter, and we are on Instagram. But on today's video, we're basically going to be doing a season preview. Last time we did a Barcelona specific season preview. We talked about how Barcelona going to do in the league, how are they going to do in the Champions League, and in the Copa del Rey. But this time we're going to make a more broad generalization. We're going to be talking about the Prem, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, La Liga, and the Liga, and as well as the Champions League. But guys, let me introduce my co-hosts for the night. We have both Alex and Alvaro tonight.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello, guys.
Say guys, what's up? So as mentioned, we might as well start with the La Liga preview because this ties into the Barcelona section. We already talked about that. It's going to be quick because, like, guys, if you want to know our thoughts, bless you, on the Barcelona season, how we're going to do, make sure you go check out the video. I'll make sure to post the link down below. That way you guys can go check it out. And that's just like talking about Barcelona in specific. But just simple, I'm gonna ask the question, guys. Who is winning La Liga? Who's winning La Liga? Who's finishing top four? And who's getting relegated?
Well,
It's complicated, but
so Madrid is getting relegated. No, I'm kidding. So off the top, I would say Barca is gonna win the league, and the reason I said is because I think, although some people, although some people might disagree, I think we have the most complete team in La Liga right now. I know that might be controversial because Madrid, um, well, they did spend really well in the transfer window, and they do have a really solid squad, but they lack in certain areas. Off the top of my head, striker, they don't have a proper striker.
They don't have a goalie.
To make, huh?
and
They don't
and
have a
and they,
goalie.
and they lost Militao.
They don't have a goalie, and
Courtois is
Militao.
out for the entire season. He tore his ACL, and so did Militao. So two key players are just gone for the entire season.
so they're suffering in key positions, right? So in theory, they have a really good team, but they're suffering from losses in key position. And to make matters worse, they also I don't think this team has what it takes to really dominate the league. And I know that might be controversial because they do have a lot of talent, but like I said, it's just talent. Like we've seen great teams with a lot of talent not do great things, such as, of course, PSG in recent history, and even the Galacticos. A team that never won the UCL. So, with that being said, I don't think Madrid will win the league. I think Barcelona's winning the league. Top four, I would probably say it would be Barca, Madrid, Atletico, and in that order. And fourth, I'd probably give it to a team like Real Betis, probably.
Ready.
But I mean, we're seeing it.
I was completely muted.
Hey, man, I think Girona can make a case for
I mean,
they're
Rayo
pissed off.
Vallecano,
They're
bro.
pissed off that they lost our new pivot.
bro, Order Romeo has been absolutely fantastic so far. He hasn't like put a foot wrong so far. But this is basically La Liga table, 2 matches in. Real Madrid, they've won the 2 matches. I agree with a lot of points that you said, Alex. I do think that with the loss of, for example, Courtois and Militao, and without recognized striker, I do think that Real Madrid they are weaker than last season. I know Jude Bellingham and Frank Garcia are two good signings. You bring in Brian Diaz. Just I don't think that Real Madrid have strengthened enough to warrant that and to close that 14 points gaps that was there last season. But
And
I
that's just,
think
yes,
wow.
better than but not
look,
just that. Like I also want to say, like they lack something, which is goal scoring. At least they
Yeah.
had that last season with Benzema, but they don't have anyone now. So like,
look, their midfield is gross. Many argue that it's better than Barca. We disagree, but it's still a debate.
Yeah.
They don't understand the value of having a striker. Right now, they don't have a set striker. Benzema's role on that team was more than words can describe. And not only that, Courtois is one of the best goalies in the world. Look what happened to him now. He's out for the season. And whoever you bring in will not be as good as Courtois. And Militao, who's one of the best young center backs in the world, also out, which we can say that out of those three key positions, the Militao's loss will be the least fell one, if you want to say so. But I mean, no matter how much that team improved in the transfer window, they again, like you said, Elias, they haven't done. I don't think they've done enough to make up for that 14-point margin. Who knows? Maybe Barca underperforms severely and they take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But on paper, they are not the favorites to win the league.
Okay. So, Alvaro, who are your top four and in what order, for
Okay,
example?
the top three are always the same, but I'm gonna say number one Barca, number two Madrid, number three Atletico,
Okay.
number four. I think it's
I
either Real Sociedad
okay.
or Betis. I don't think Sevilla is gonna be that high up.
Okay. Okay. So you've actually gone with
And I'm saying that without looking at the table, I know Sevilla has lost their first two games. I don't care about that. I mean it off my own expertise. If you
okay.
want to say that.
Yeah.
Expertise on that.
Expertise. Look at this guy
But yeah,
talk.
no, I think it's between Real Sociedad and Betis.
Okay. I'm going with the same order. We're all predicting Barcelona to win the league title, Real Madrid to finish second, and Atletico Madrid to finish third. However, I'm actually going to differ. I'm actually going to say the team that's going to clinch that fourth spot is going to be Villarreal.
Okay, yeah, that's
I
fair.
actually think that they've done a good
That's
job
fair.
strengthening. And for example, I know Sevilla is usually the team that usually gets that fourth spot. Just I don't like they've hadn't had that great of last season. I don't think that they strengthened themselves enough to warrant that fourth place spot. But once again, like the fourth place or that third is very difficult. And we're gonna have to see if Real Sociedad, if they can improve in the season, just basically improve and maybe challenge for the title. But guys, once again, if you guys want to hear more about La Liga and the Barcelona season preview as a whole, make sure to go check out the video that we talked about. I will be posted down in the description. But moving on to the next segment, we're gonna be talking about. Should we talk about the Serie A or the Bundesliga? What do you
Let,
guys think?
let's go in order of more competitive to Farmers League.
Farmers League? Okay.
So
Okay, okay.
let's start with Serie A.
Okay, well, so we're starting with the Serie A, and then we'll talk about the lastly the Champions League as well as the.
You can't forget about Alex one wish in life, the Premier League,
It's right there, guys. It's right there.
Don't worry, we'll get there. But Serie A, Alex, who's winning? Who's winning the title? Who's finishing top four? And who's getting relegated?
So if you could pull up the Serie A table real quick, so we
Yeah,
can go.
I'll do it right now.
Well, off the top of my head, I will have to say the greatest manager of all time, Allegri, is gonna win Juventus the Serie A.
Hey
Sorry,
man, you have Milan winning the UCL last year, so you
no,
there better be one or two for you.
but I do think it's gonna be either
Okay, actually,
Juventus because
okay.
they are off to a pretty good start. I mean, they won their game, but I saw them in preseason and they look better.
Yeah.
Um, if
You
not them,
obviously have Inter,
yeah,
you have
it,
Milan, Napoli.
it's hard to say someone other than Juventus because it's the team giving me the most confidence right now.
Okay.
I would say I
You
would
don't
say
think
second
that?
place. Yeah, second place Napoli, third
Okay.
Inter, fourth AC.
Okay. So you don't think that Napoli are going to be able to replicate the same season that they had last year?
All jokes aside, no, because I know Allegri gets a lot of criticism and the way his teams play, but I have a good feeling about this Juventus team. I think they're gonna do good things this season.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, if Chiesa is healthy and if Vlahovic if he's able to basically have a good season, I think that Juventus can basically challenge for the league. And to think about like, hey, they were at times like we have to remember they were hit with so many punishment that
Yeah,
15-point
sanctions. Yeah,
that sanction, and they were managed to and they managed to basically claw their way back into Europe, which is however they won't be playing European football because of that ban due to the trouble with the law and everything with the financial books and everything like that. But We have to remember that Juventus, since they're not going to be playing European football, I think that suits them. In a race to win the Serie A. You also have Napoli in there, who has kept the key players. I know Kim, I believe the Korean center back. He has gone to Bayern, and he's been
Yeah.
one of Serie A's best defenders, and so that is a loss for Napoli. However, with Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia up top, they do have some attacking firepower. We're going to have to see what they do. And Milan, they recently just signed Pulisic. Were you guys able to see Pulisic's amazing goal?
Yeah, well, what a debut for him. I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do this season. I think
That was
he's a
gross. That was
Yeah.
gross.
extremely underrated player. I think he's gonna do great.
Hey, Captain America.
Captain America. And you also have Inter in there, who they are interested in reinforcing the squad. They lost Brozovic. I don't know the situation with Romelu Lukaku. We have to see that there were some rumors that
He wants
Romelu
to go back
Lukaku
to Chelsea.
he wants to go back to Chelsea. I wish he stays at Chelsea. But my prediction for the season, I'm gonna say Juventus win it, just because that the only thing that they're going to be have to focusing on is the league.
The league, yeah.
It's just simple as that. Juventus to win, Napoli to get second. I'm gonna go Inter to get third. Actually, who's calling? Um, Inter to get third. I'm gonna go Milan to get fourth. And I think Roma. I think they could push for some European football. And in the bottom, who do you think is gonna be relegated? I'm gonna go for
Oh,
Monza.
we didn't do that for La Liga, but I mean, it's basically the same three teams every season that go up and go down. So I'll probably go Unidense, Monza, and Genoa.
Don't know. Okay, valid. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Serie A race as a whole?
I'm just gonna go against what you said. I say Inter wins it.
Okay, so Inter wins it. Okay,
Inter wins it.
I went for Juventus. Alex, you also went with Juventus, correct?
Correct.
So
Okay.
I got what you got. I got what you guys said. I have it right here. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it. So I think Inter wins it. Juventus is a runner-up. Then Napoli falls to the third place, and then AC Milan gets fourth.
Okay. Wow.
Write that down.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to be coming back later, maybe like towards the end of the season. We are going to make a video talking about like, hey,
Now
our predictions, and then we can just clown each other
We should do one at the halfway mark,
at the halfway mark.
and
No,
then
see, but what happens if there's like an extreme comeback? Because, for example, like Arsenal last season, they were
Yeah,
like,
but it adds tension because who knows? Maybe freaking Atlanta, it's like number one, but by like a 10-point margin, and then
okay, yeah,
so
you know what? Yeah, that's valid, guys. Let us know down below in the comments if you guys want to see that a halfway season preview, or
yeah.
basically just like halfway thoughts or something like that. Okay, but that's valid. So
And for the ones that get relegated, I don't think I watch Serie A enough to know. So I'll trust you guys with
I mean, like honestly, like we don't watch that much either. Like the only leagues
yeah,
you basically watch is the La Liga, mostly the Prem
the
and the
Prem.
Champions League.
Yeah.
Like other
No,
than
I
that,
mean,
it's
hey, the MLS.
Uh,
the
Yeah,
MLS. That's
I'm
true.
not. I'm
That's
not
true.
gonna lie to you. I'd be tuning into some Serie A games, but only like the important ones.
Yeah, obviously, just to see it. But now we're just gonna be talking about. We're just getting this out of the way. We're gonna be going into like the farmers leagues, and we're just gonna be basically talking about the Bundesliga. We'll talk about the league on as well, guys. I'm pretty sure we were all in agreement. But Union Berlin to be Bayern.
Bayern getting relegated.
Bayern to get relegated. I mean, I went for Union Berlin, the workers' union to top Bayern, but that's just me.
Now Harry Kane's not gonna allow it.
Hey, Harry Kane. I mean,
yeah. Look, I'm gonna go first. If Bayern doesn't win it with Harry Kane, I don't
Harry
even
Kane
go
is
out
the
first, bro.
curse.
no, bro, dude. If Bayern actually, if
If
they
Bayern
lose the
botches the
league,
league with Harry Kane, just sell the team. The owners better sell the team. Oliver Kahn better step off.
Or get rid of Harry Kane. Maybe
no,
he's the reason.
bro. Do you know how close we were
Okay, you know
last
what? No,
season?
you know what? With what Alex said, if Bayern doesn't win the league, Kane's a problem.
Yeah.
Wait, Elias, what were you saying? You know how close was?
No, do you know how close Bayern were to last season
Facts.
to having a trophyless
Facts.
year?
Well, yeah, then
But
they won it in the last game.
yeah, they wanted, but the whole point of them bringing in Tuchel was just saying like, hey, we're on our way to get a treble. We're not liking the way we're playing,
Yeah.
and we want to win trophies, and so we're bringing in Tuchel. That happens. What happens? They get knocked out of the Champions League. I believe they get knocked out of the DFL Kobo or whatever it's called, and then they basically bottle it to Dortmund. But obviously Dortmund, they say, "Hey, hold my beer," and
They're the
they
real
do like
bottlers.
exactly, and they do like a Uno reverse, and they basically say, "Hey, no, Bayern Munich, let's have you win the Bundesliga title to make it what 11 in a row, something like that." So if they win, it's gonna be
Must be
12 in a
nice.
row this year. That must be nice. And
Yeah,
so
so
maybe are we gonna see Harry Kane finally get a trophy for
God willing.
in his silverware?
For Alex, for Alex.
For me, not
Yeah,
even for
for
Kane.
Alex.
Fuck Kane, just for me. All right, listen. So I'll tell you real quick. My
Okay,
prediction
yeah.
is Bayern win it. Second place Dortmund, like always, and I'm gonna go Union Berlin third, and fourth I'm actually gonna go Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. Okay, okay. That's a little bit different than what I was
I
gonna be
agree.
saying.
The top three for me are pretty straightforward. The number four, I'll go with Alex.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually I Bayern Munich. I think they're gonna win the league. Second, I'm not gonna have Borussia Dortmund. I'm actually gonna have
Ooh,
Union Berlin.
ooh.
Because we have to remember
Yeah, they had a
Union
great run.
Berlin. Yeah, they've had a great run. They performed well last season, and I think with the loss of Jude Bellingham, and I just don't think that Borussia Dortmund have reinforced themselves well enough to challenge Bayern Munich. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that in third is going to be Borussia Dortmund. In fourth, I'm going to go with RB Leipzig. Actually,
All
I
right.
think with the addition of what's it called, Xavi Simon, I think they could do something. But as well,
Yeah, imagine Union Berlin says fuck the league and just wins the UCL.
I mean, they also had the chance, but they
Imagine,
decided to bottle.
imagine putting
oh,
$10 on that before the season starts. Imagine how much money you would make from it.
yeah, yeah.
Find out,
All
August.
right,
Make the bet.
yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we'll just quickly talk about League One. PSG is winning it, right?
Yo, if you thought I
No,
didn't watch, if I didn't watch much
cap.
Serie A, I won't watch League on, bro. So I guess PSG wins it and the rest are bums.
It's. I
Listen,
mean, if they don't, they
PSG,
are called LSG for a reason. They are called LSG for a reason.
PSG got the Leicester 2016 odds.
Leicester
Facts.
2016 odds.
Get your money in,
Um,
boys.
but I mean, with the loss of both Messi and Neymar,
Yeah,
ooh,
Yo,
it
doesn't
doesn't
matter,
matter.
bro.
It
Doesn't matter.
really doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
PSG's team C or D is a starter in any other team in Ligue 1. So
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think first place PSG, and then I mean, out of respect, come on, put up the
Yeah,
table.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Out of respect
yeah.
for those who actually watch League on.
yeah, sorry guys, we're not
But
big
yeah,
fans.
I only ever watched it because of Messi. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
yeah, we're just
respectfully.
trolling, honestly.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say PSG are hopefully winning it. It's not likely for them. Then I'll probably go Monaco, maybe Marseille, and then fourth. Um, there's not a lot of great teams here.
I'm gonna say one PSG,
Lille,
second Marseille, third Monaco, fourth Lyon.
hey, but PSG are looking mid.
Yeah, I mean,
Mid.
bro, that's so crazy. The only good player that they have is Mbappe on that team. I mean, they signed Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica. They signed
Okay, but
Marcos
like
Asensio, Kang
who?
Lee, but like
Marcos who?
Marcos
Hey,
who?
hey, hey, bro, I got another Marcos that could be even better. Marcos
uh,
Alonso.
Marcos
but
Alonso, the
Marcos
drunk driver.
Alonso,
I'll gift wrap
Marc-
it for you. I will literally give him to you gift wrap PSG. I'll drive
PSG,
him to the airport.
PSG. Just
Yeah,
I'm very
don't
reluctant
let
in
him drive
order to.
there, out, bro. He might kill another person.
I'll drive him.
I mean, but like Marcos Alonso is one of the best fullbacks in the world, and so
Who?
I Marcos Alonso. He's one of the best fullbacks in the world, and so PSG, if you do
Wow.
want him to, if you do want him, like you're gonna have to fork over some price. Just
No,
if you really do want him,
I'll take 5 million, bro. I'll take 5 million.
5 million.
5 million and fix the vending machine in the stadium. Listen,
Oh, valid. But okay, PSG win the league. I'm actually gonna have you know what? I'm gonna have a camera lens. Camera lens.
all right.
Get a second spot, the same as last season. I'm gonna go for Marseille to get third, and then Rennes to get fourth. Lyon fifth, but they can change, etc.
All right,
But guys,
now
now it's the big boys, and now it's the big boys, and now it's the big boys. We just did.
Time for Alex's league.
Okay, so Alex, are we
My
gonna?
league is La Liga. I won't lie.
Okay, so Alex, when are Spurs going to get European football?
Hey, they got it last year.
Maybe not in my lifetime.
They got it last year.
Maybe in the next
okay,
millennium.
better question. What trophies are Tottenham challenging for?
I'm glad you asked.
I think you underestimate the skill that Richard.
I'm glad you asked. Well, we do have the luxurious Audi Cup. I don't recall Barca ever winning it, but
Max.
to each their own. And we had that one preseason trophy we won this season.
Here's Kane. No. Here's Kane. Here's Richarlison.
Nah, chill. Just for that one goal.
First new striker.
No, but listen. I think the Prem is going to be very interesting this season. The team that I actually have winning it is City, but I think their biggest rival is going to
Brighton.
be.
Look at Brighton.
I think City's biggest problem is going to be Newcastle.
City's biggest problem is Newcastle, not Arsenal?
Because Arsenal are bottlers. They're not going to do shit. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to have a nice season, and then they're going to choke it like in the last 3 games.
So, what basically Tottenham do?
Except Tottenham never get that close.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
No, but in all seriousness, excuse me. I actually have my top 4 teams this season is going to be first place City, because I mean, like it can't get more OP than what they have.
Yeah, I mean, Pep Guardiola, he is, I believe he came in for like a spinal injury, like an emergency thing, and so he's not.
But I don't think he's playing for them.
No.
You say that like it matters.
No, but I mean, like, a coach, like, if your coach isn't actually there in the stadium, actually giving instructions to the players, and like in the training sessions, like, don't you think that's gonna have effect? Like, I know, like, in this modern age, he could just like FaceTime.
Yeah,
like,
but if you're playing Luton Town home, like, I don't think it matters.
Bro, guys, do you know how excited I am for tomorrow's match? Chelsea versus Luton Town. Because, guys, Chelsea, they've...
I hate that team so much, man. They're so ass.
Bro, guys.
Imagine that your house is right next to the stadium, bro. You just wake up.
Oh my god, yo, Alex. I know some of you viewers are familiar with Half Hope. He is another football channel. He's a Chelsea fan. And tomorrow, and the brothel, basically, and tomorrow, I cannot wait for Chelsea to play Luton Town, because if Chelsea lose, oh my god,
he's not seeing the end of it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna hop on, and just clown him. I'm absolutely gonna clown him.
They're either tying or losing. I'm so sorry.
Bro,
but I don't care. Look, either way, my top 4 this season.
Bro, they have to knock on the door to go into the stadium.
Excuse me, I'm here for the away end.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny.
Listen,
I think he just froze.
We lost him.
Yeah, I think we just lost him. Oh, rip. Well, Alex, he should be back. Extra. But I don't know. Who are your top 4 teams in the Prem? Who's gonna win the league? Who's gonna get relegated?
I'm gonna steal his thunder. I think City wins it. I mean, they if you thought last year's team was good, they had even more additions now. They added the creation center back. I'm not sure. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Guardiola.
Guardiola. Yep.
Guardiola. So they have arguably the best center back duels in the world right now. And the rest of the team is intact. I know they extended Bernardo Silva the other day, So that team's gonna be good for years to come, and I think they win it again this year. Number two, that was rough. I feel like people are gonna.
Because there's actually like a ton of competition right there for
Oh,
that second
he's
place
back.
spot.
He's
Oh,
back.
there we go. He's back.
All right. So as
Alex,
I was saying, my
no, wait,
quick
Wait, you said
Alex, Alex, we were just talking about how Tottenham are once again going to go trophyless in the season.
okay,
Thoughts,
Alex.
comments from our
You
Go
said
side?
you said the number one city. Who's
all
number
right.
two,
Thank you.
three, four?
Number 2 is going to be Newcastle. Number 3 is going to be
Newcastle.
Arsenal, and number 4 is going to be Spurs. Why do I
Yes.
say Spurs? Well,
Okay, yeah. Being serious. Okay, Alex, an actual season preview on what do you think
these
Spurs are
guys
going
are
to
being serious.
do?
What I think? What
What do you think Spurs are
this
going
guy
to
said? Being serious, and then talks about Spurs.
do?
Okay, I think Spurs are going to win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and the reason I say this is
Okay.
because you look at this season. There's a lot of talent that was already there, but has been polished a little bit more. You see the likes of Bissouma, who's healthy, and he's been absolutely cooking. I don't know if you guys have seen him play against United. He was phenomenal. Um,
Yeah,
you have
he played very well.
Sar. You have Sar, the other midfielder. I believe he's from Senegal. He's very young. Great performance as well. You also have players like Rodrigo Betancourt who are injured and will be coming back. But most importantly, the defense has been absolutely solid. You have Romero. Um, you have Udogi
World
at left
champion.
back, who's also phenomenal. You have Pedro Porro, Emerson Royal, who's also been playing great. You have
Yeah.
Van de Ven, I think that's how you pronounce his name. So you have a pretty solid team all around. Yes, the biggest problem now is that you don't have Harry Kane, who's arguably the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I think they're looking good. And the reason why I didn't make, some people might tell me that I'm deluded or that I don't know about, but the reason I didn't put Liverpool fourth or say United or Chelsea. Well, let's be realistic. None of us think Chelsea's gonna get top four. A.
Yeah. I don't think
Uh,
so.
B. The reason why I didn't put United is because I think United have a lot of problems they still need to assess. Like, for example, their defense is whack. I'm so sorry. Like they don't have proper defense. Like Varane is past his prime. Lisandro Martinez is very um, at least from the performances that I've seen. And Wan-Bissaka and all that, like they don't have as solid a team as they think. I honestly think Mason Mount was a terrible signing for them. So they have a lot of problems, as you can see. Um, and the reason I didn't pick Liverpool, I think it's going to be very close actually, but I didn't put Liverpool because I don't know. There's something about that team that doesn't give me as much confidence as it once did. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do get further up. Liverpool is the one team that I could be wrong about.
Okay. That's valid. I do agree with that. That Chelsea, for example, they're not gonna reach the top four. I do think that they're gonna actually have another poor season. Maybe
Yeah.
definitely not as poor as last season because finishing 12th, I think
And
that was
real talk. If anyone here is a Chelsea fan and they're watching this, I don't have anything against Chelsea. I don't think they have a good team right now, and I don't think they have good management either. So it's just that I think they have a lot of players that, and I know it's funny coming from a Spurs fan saying that Pochettino's not a good manager, but I don't think he's the one that Chelsea needs. I think Chelsea needs someone better, but that's just me.
okay. Okay. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna say City. Like I said previously, they're gonna win
Yeah.
it all.
I mean,
Um,
we're all in agreement that City are
yeah.
going to win the league. Okay, Alex, you said that Newcastle was going to be City's biggest challenger. Okay, um,
Yeah.
Avado, well, what about you? Do you think Newcastle or possibly
I'm gonna say Arsenal, but
Arsenal?
from
Okay,
by my opinion, it's gonna be a pretty big margin for by City. It's gonna be like at least 10 points. I don't think Arsenal will be a close second. Um, number three and four, I think those two spots are gonna be occupied by Liverpool, Spurs, or Newcastle. Um, I'm leaning towards Spurs being fourth. So you're welcome, Alex. And for the third,
Like,
I feel like it's gonna be a
Top
bloodbath
lad.
for fourth and fifth. I don't think Newcastle gets third. I feel
But
like
guys, are we forgetting about Brighton?
I f-
Because like
I
they're
think Liverpool.
a fifth
I
or sixth spot.
no,
But did you guys
I
see
think
Thomas goal?
Liverpool. I
yeah, I mean,
think
but
look, I
go for
think
it.
Liverpool might squeeze into third, and then fourth and fifth are Spurs, Newcastle. I can't tell you who. And I'm not trying to be biased for Alex. I think Spurs get fourth, but it's gonna be between Spurs and Newcastle, in my opinion.
Spurs and Newcastle. Okay,
For sure.
the reason why I said Brighton is something to keep an eye on because I think Brighton, the way they've started the Premier League, as you see, they gotten 2 wins out of the first 2 matches. I think that they're going to be a team that basically decides who's going to get into that top four, just like how they did last season. They put in some fantastic performances and they improved. And I know they lost McAllister and Caicedo, and so they probably what's it called? They won't be able to maybe challenge for that top four. But we do have to remember they do have the European football. I believe that they're going to be playing in the Europa League, and they
And they
actually
have
started
Matoma.
fantastic. Yeah, and they have Matoma. And they kept Matoma a player. Once again, I think my Manchester City they're way too strong. I think no other team in the league. I personally think that Manchester City right now are the best team in the world. It's that simple. When you have
Yeah,
Pep, and Haaland, it's huge for your team.
That team has no weaknesses.
Yeah,
It literally does
no
not have a
weaknesses.
weakness.
yeah, it doesn't.
They've reinforced the defense, which was one of their weaknesses in the
With
past. But
cardio.
last season they were absolutely rock solid. And we have to remember, well, actually, one problem that can come up is that Kevin De Bruyne is injured. Kevin De Bruyne, he's
True.
going to be out for a couple months, which could prove decisive if Manchester City, they are, um, if they go on like a losing run, for example, because Kevin De Bruyne is one of their key players. And so we're going to have to see how big of an absence Kevin De Bruyne plays for Manchester City. I think Arsenal, once again, you can't trust them to actually get over the line. They have that the chronic bozo and bottle gene, which many players do and clubs do as well. Um, they have reinforced themselves with Declan Rice, Timber, for example, and Trossard has been playing well in the preseason. Arsenal they have been playing well in the preseason. They beat Barcelona, and then they also beat Manchester City in the Community Shield. But I still don't have faith in this Arsenal team. Just that mentality, everything. I don't think that they're going to be able to replicate the same thing that they were to do last season. I think last season was their best chance to win a league title, and so I actually have Manchester City finishing first. I'm gonna have. Let's see. Who am I gonna? I'm actually gonna have. Yeah, I'm gonna have Arsenal finishing second as well. I think that Arsenal are gonna be the team to basically challenge City. But when I say challenge, I mean just like the second best team in the league. It's not like I think the Manchester City are once again going to run away with it. Third, this is difficult. Um, Third, I'm gonna go with Newcastle. I think Newcastle with a Tonali, I think that they could do something. Fourth, this is tough. This is going to be between Liverpool, Tottenham, and Manchester United. I think those three teams are going to be fighting for that those three spots, 5, 6, and 7, and then Brighton to come in as well. I think Chelsea then once again not going to make European football, and this just makes it look how competitive the top side of the Premier League is.
Chelsea's
That's it.
goal this year is to be in a spot that is not double digits. So let's be ninth, eighth.
It's to be on the top half of the table.
Facts.
It's that simple. But we said Manchester City is going to win the Premier League. We all agree. And so who's going down? Who's going down?
Yo,
Hmm.
Luton is staying, bro.
Luton is
I
staying.
would probably say something like Bournemouth.
Luton's gonna have the most gorgeous stadium in the entire league.
To be honest, yeah, I would say Luton, Bournemouth, and I mean whoever is battling relegation. I couldn't tell you another
Bournemouth.
team right now.
Well, I mean, right now the bottom three teams are Burnley, Wolverhampton, and Everton. You have those three teams. Luton was
Oh, yo, actually,
what is it?
I'm gonna be controversial. I'm gonna say Everton is going down.
Yeah,
I mean,
Everton fought way too hard to stay over relegation last year. I think they finally go down.
yeah, and that's crazy that Leicester they went down last season.
Yeah,
Leicester, Southampton, two teams who went down, and who was the third team as well? Um, I think it was no, it wasn't Crystal Palace.
Southampton.
It was Southampton, Leicester, and who else? Do you remember? Uh, let me look it up. Premier
Could
League.
it have been Norwich? Were Norwich last season?
Norwich.
Norwich,
It
right?
was Leeds. It was Leicester, Leeds, and
Oh, Leeds.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. And so this season, the three new teams, it's Luton Town, Sheffield United, and then who else is new? Okay. Okay. But we're all basically in agreement that Manchester City are going to win the league. But now the final and the most important, the Champions League. Guys, who is winning the Champions League? This is the last year that we're gonna have like the normal format where the teams are they're gonna be basically the group stage, then into the knockouts. Because then I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like into like a league format or something like that. But before we talk about like, hey, who's gonna be winning the Champions League? What are your three like top favorites to win the Champions League? Alex?
So I'm gonna say Manchester City, Bayern Munich,
Okay.
and Barcelona.
Barcelona. Okay.
I'm gonna say City, Bayern, and I think Barca are gonna be underdogs just because they're still extremely young and they haven't gotten past the group stage in 2 years. So um, not 2 years. Oh no, 3 years. Um, so I'm gonna say City, Bayern, maybe Inter. If they can replicate last year.
I
Okay.
just don't want
I
to say
just
Madrid because they still gotta make some signings to get back.
yeah. I don't see if I don't see Madrid
But guys,
do.
you guys are forget they are the biggest robbers in the world. Like it's their profession. Don't you guys remember that as soon as they step onto the field, it's a penalty for Real Madrid. Right? Do you guys forget about that or no?
Yeah, no, but like from in my opinion, I don't think Madrid. Again, we all don't think they've done enough. PSG is definitely not a favorite. I, Again, I don't think Barca's a favorite. I think we all agree, even though we want them to win it, they're not a favorite.
No.
Okay, but what's your
So
top
I think
three?
that
yeah, I mean, so yeah, City, Bayern, and Inter. I'm gonna say Inter just because they've been there already. So
okay. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with City Bayern once again, and then I'll mention why I have City and Bayern, and I'm actually gonna go for Madrid. Those are the favorites for the season. Once again, Madrid because they are Madrid, even though like in the Champions League, the heritage to come through. They do have Carlo Ancelotti still, and so we have to remember it is a competition, and if Real Madrid play their cards right, they can still do something in the Champions League. I and this is not saying that Real Madrid are the best team or they deserve to win it or they're like heavy favorites. It's just that when you look at the overall state of world football, I see the teams there they're very weak at the moment. You don't have that many powerhouses in Europe. Bayern Munich, I say they're the second favorite because they signed Harry Kane. They signed one of the world's
And
best
and
strikers.
and Kim Min Jae as well. Like they have strengthened the team overall.
Exactly, they have strengthened the team overall. Uh, they basically strengthened the main position, which is me in that striker role, and I think that could be a huge boost for Bayern because when you saw last season, I don't think that they were at times, and especially that first like completely worse than Manchester City. I thought they were equal, just like Manchester City were much more clinical. And for example, if Harry Kane maybe was in that game, it could have been a completely different result. And when you're talking about Manchester City, I think once again the best team in the world. You have Haaland. They just completed the treble. And so when you win the treble, you automatically have to say that they're the favorite to win the tournament. It's just that simple. It's Manchester City's tournament at the moment, and all the other teams have to basically go away and try to beat them. Uh,
Honestly, right now I keep thinking about my third pick. I'm saying Inter, like out of my ass, because again, the top two powerhouses clear are City, Bayern. Right now, I can't really think of a team that did enough in the transfer window or the transfer market to for you to be like, hey, look, that team might win it all. Like the, there's no clear number three. I guess Madrid is like the safe answer, even though they're worse this year
yeah,
they're,
exactly.
they're the fathers of the UCL. But again, I think I think it should be a top two: City, Bayern, and everybody else.
Okay, okay, but then who's your dark horse, for example? Because you
Dark,
have Arsenal,
my
you
dark
have
horse,
Newcastle, you have
My dark
Barcelona,
horse
you
is gonna
have
be my dark horse is Newcastle.
your
my
dark
dark
horse
horse
is
is
Newcastle.
my dark horse is Barca.
Your dark horse is Barca. Okay. When you look at the other leagues, for example, you have Union Berlin in there. You have Real Sociedad in the Serie A. It's going to be difficult. You have PSG as well. Manchester United, they're in the competition. Arsenal as well. But my dark horse, I'm actually going to go for Arsenal. I believe that if things go poorly in the league and they're not able to do well in there, I think that they can make a run in the Champions League. And this is not saying that they're going to win it because I don't think so. I think that they're going to make maybe like quarters, semis, something like that. Which I think would be a successful year for Arsenal,
They
comparing that they
win.
haven't been in this
They
competition
win.
for so many years. And the reason why I'm not saying Barcelona is just that once again, I think that this Barcelona team, it's not performing how it should be. Uh, I think, and we still have to see how Xavi does in the biggest of games because he is like his taxes and his substitutions, his in-game management has been very questionable at times, and so we have to look at how it does because how it went last season against Manchester United in the Europa League, how it went against Bayern and Inter, just it's atrocious. But at the same time, we have to consider the other factors that went into the whole scenario. But
No,
Alex,
yeah.
what do you think that Newcastle is the dark horse?
Well, I think they're a team that you got to look out for because they do have a lot of good quality in the team. And I mean, we saw last season the performances they were putting. Um, I just think they play really well together, and I think Eddie Howe has been a phenomenal manager for them. So I don't know. It's just it's a little bit of everything. I think they're clicking at the moment, and I think we'll see more of this.
Okay, Avila?
My dark horse or my third
No,
place
no, 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 no. You're like your final thoughts on the whole on this whole situation.
for the UCL.
Yeah,
No, I mean, yeah,
like any
no.
final thoughts or anything.
It's like I said. In my opinion, there's no top three. There's Bayern, City, Bayern, and everybody else that can be seen as potential dark horses. Like you said, Arsenal and Newcastle was thrown in there. I'm saying Barca because again, we've seen that they have had difficulty as of late. We don't know what Lewandowski can do right now, and if he does wake up, this is a completely different team. That midfield has looked comfortable. That defense now with Cancelo coming in, it's gonna be much different than having Conde and a group of right backs trying to fill one position. You're gonna have a legitimate right back right now, so that defense is fortified. They have a great midfield. Now it's up. Now we have to see if Ferran Torres can replicate with his previous game.
Yeah.
If Rafinha can step forward, if Jamal is a real deal, if Lewandowski can actually perform. So that my dark horse will remain Barca as long as the offense figures it out. And
Okay.
I think that all depends on Lewandowski.
Oh, I mean, Lewandowski, he needs to basically improve his level because he's been nowhere near good enough in the past couple of games. But Alex, any final thoughts before we wrap up the video?
No thoughts, just
No
vibes.
First,
thoughts. No thoughts, just vibes.
Spurs Europa League.
It's Spurs Europa.
They're not even. They're not even.
Not
in
even,
Europe,
not even, not even conference.
Not even in the conference.
They got 8. Set?
Bro,
Buddy.
what's it called?
It shows you don't watch.
No, yeah. I forgot where they ended up last season.
Yeah. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed our season preview. Let us know down below in the comments section what are your thoughts on everything that we have discussed. Who do you think is winning the Prem? Who do you think is winning La Liga? Who do you guys think is winning the Bundesliga? Who do you guys think is winning the Ligue 1? And lastly, who's winning the Champions League? Let us know down below all your thoughts below in the comments, guys. Now, as always, like, subscribe, and comment. I'll